Hello gamers, this is Noobzilla. Right now I'm continuing my tips and tricks for new players. This post is by Zeus. It's tips I wish I had known when I started Elder Scrolls Online. I've already went through the first 65. This video is going to go roughly between 66 and 92. So let's go ahead and get started off. Number 66. You can buy glyphs to enchant your armor, weapons, and jewelry cheaply. Armor glyphs are for max stamina, magicka, and health, and there are 8 with a shield. Recipes are more reliably found in desk, cupboards, wardrobes, and other non-provisioning containers. Heavy bags contain random crafting materials, up to and including legendary timbers. These spawn like chests, and when looted, they disappear. Remember that there are set armor crafting stations. Try to research the traits needed for these if you want to set. It will take 18 hours of research per piece if those are the only 2 traits that you unlock. All stations have the same research options, but set stations will allow you to craft set bonus items if you have 2 required traits for each set researched on the armor pieces you want to make. Plan on crafting gear every 2 levels in the early leveling stages. That way you'll always have the best gear available for the most part and never run out around gearless. Weapon upgrades every 2 levels is huge for damage output. You can only have 1 provisioning effect on at a time. Break down and extract all loot that you don't plan to use. You'll get timbers, trait gems, racial materials, and the processed resources sell for more than the item. In some or most cases, you can recharge your weapon using a level appropriate soul gem. However, soul gems are expensive. If you have some weapon runes, they will just replace the depleted charge with a new effect and not cost you a soul gem. If you are crafting your own medium armor, level up with light armor and save your leather pieces for actual armor. The only way to get the subcomponent is through disassembly or drops off of animals. Bank all gear with researchable traits and the trait stones. Constant uptime on your research is the optimal way to go. Start your 12-hour research right before logging off at night, and if you time it right. Begin crafting early. You can make much better gear than the overpriced junk offered by the shops. Deconstruct everything when first starting out. You can sell unwanted materials for much more than early game gear. You enchant by right-clicking an item in your inventory. Enchants are applied to items directly. 10 minutes running along the coast, insta-giving mud crabs gives more rawhide than they know what to do with. The best way to level is to wait to 50 and extract level 50 veteran gear. You have several options for selling crafted items. Through the mail, you send the item that you want to sell with a COD, which is cash on delivery, attached. It's easy, fast, and worst possible way for trade, since each time that you mail, it takes 10% of the total value. Guild store. Not sure if guilds can make it, so they only receive a percentage of the profit. They never tried it. And the third way is by trading in person. It's the easiest way of selling new stuff without any loss of profit. That makes sense, so just sell to somebody else directly through a trade. For researching traits to put on a bow, you need to research a bow with the trait you want. Example, not a staff. Each trait that you research at one time, a bow for example, takes longer than the last. It starts at 6 hours, and the next is 12 hours, etc. You can research one trait at a time for each crafting skill, which means you can research multiple things at once as long as they aren't from the same crafting line. To make ingots of a to make ingots of a certain type of metal, you extract the ore material. There is no smelting in the Elder Scrolls Online, and it needs tin ore to make ingots. The edges of rivers and lakes spawn water solvent nodes needed for alchemy. Water solvent can also be found in water skins near camps. Roll your main, but if you tend to assist on more than 2 crafts, roll an alt bank bot right away. Don't spend too much money on bag bank expansions for at least a few weeks. Not all crafting is created equal, and provisioning will require more space than, say, blacksmithing, woodworking, or tailoring. When you're rich and you have less inventory issues, you can always delete the bank bot and make space for legitimate alts. The bank bot will use their own inventory, not their bank, as it is shared as a temporary bank. Get crafting guides. It doesn't do you much good hanging on to tier 1 crafting items if you're doing level 30 stuff. There are no tooltips that guide you. For instance, this guy got stuck with a stack of 96 items that he didn't know he wasn't going to be using anymore, so it's good to have a nice crafting guide. Crafters, spending skill points on the right things at the right times is more challenging than a non-crafter. The two specs in most craft lines that should be considered for investing in very soon after rolling is your companion. They often send better items than what you can acquire easily in the world, and the keen eye skill, apparently it really does help a lot. All right, well, that wraps up this episode of tips, tricks, and hints for new players. Don't forget to watch the rest if you're interested. Goodbye, everybody. I'll see you next time.